Hi, Macy. How are you doing
I'm
today?
doing good. It's been a long day, but
Yeah, how are
it's
your
over.
classes today?
They were fine. I've been doing a lot of tests recently, like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
med cycle,
Uh,
and I'm just so ready for spring to be here. It's been so cold.
I know, me too. Finally, it's starting to warm up, though, so I'm
Yeah.
happy about
Have you
that.
been staying pretty busy?
Yeah, I have been super busy. Again, tests are coming up and
Yeah.
stuff. Almost getting to the end of the year, just trying to get everything together. It comes so
I know,
quickly.
that's crazy. I have a lot of
It is.
meetings and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay,
So,
so yeah, what
yes.
did you want to meet?
So I just wanted to meet today talking about Sydney. You know how you were just kind of had some concerns about using calculator in your classroom, that you don't really like when students use calculators, and I just kind of want to talk about that because she has been identified with a learning disability. So just kind of want to communicate about her using calculator.
Okay, well, it's been my policy for years, like since I started teaching, that students aren't allowed to use calculators in my class. I think that it's very important for them to know how to problem solve, and it also helps with that like accuracy, because like they need to be able to get the right answer without using their calculator, and I think that's really important.
Yes, I see your point. And I just think that since Sydney is identified with a learning disability and a calculator is one of her accommodations, I think that if we both come up with a solution, that we can figure this out. Does that sound good?
We can maybe work on something. But calculators, like, I just don't think that's a good idea, because then I just feel like every other student would have to have a calculator too, because I don't want to show favoritism towards Sydney, even if it is part of her like plan, because she has a learning disability. I just don't think it's fair.
Okay, so I have an idea. How about we just write down some solutions both of us had, and then we can just like go over them and see if we can come up with a solution we both agree with.
Okay.
So do you have any right off the top of your head?
Maybe if I don't know. I just think that the problem solving is so important.
Here, I can just write like problem solving, so we just know that that's one of your main.
Okay.
So one idea that I have is, since you said that you really are adamant about having you don't want calculators in class, and since this is part of her IEP and it is the law that she is allowed to have her accommodations up, wonder if she takes her tests and anything she needs to use with the calculator outside of the classroom during that time.
Okay.
That's one of my ideas.
Okay.
So let me just write that down, and then so outside the classroom. So do you have any other solution that you may think of?
I guess because I don't, like I said, I don't want it to seem like I'm doing favorites. So I do agree with that outside of the classroom, and like maybe she can take her homework home and like check it at home.
Okay, let's
with a calculator.
Homework. So what about the others? Just like homework, and would that include like other assignments taking?
Yeah, and
so
like
take home assignments.
Yeah, take home assignments definitely. And we do a lot of in-class work that is graded. So maybe that's something where if she comes to you for a time of the day, then you can go over it with her. But I'm worried that I don't want you to be like giving her the answers or just letting her like solely use the calculator.
Yeah. So with that said, that another idea that I have is that if you are worried about favoritism and that kind of stuff, students can be aware of what is going on. Sydney is fully aware that she needs it for her accommodation. So if you do want to talk to the class, and just if this is an option, just talk to them and make them understand that this is accommodation that she needs, and that's why she is only allowed to use the calculator during that time. That's just another solution I have.
Okay. And I would, with this, to like avoid the calculator thing, I would be more than happy to like let her do her assignment, and then like she can turn it in and I can go over it and then give her back like the ones that she got wrong and give her like a second chance maybe, and maybe kind of guide her through what went wrong.
Okay.
Does that sound like a possibility?
So we can write that down as a solution. Okay.
Alright.
So I think we came up with a pretty good list of some solutions. How about we just go over each one and evaluate
Okay.
them and see which seemed like the best option. So one is that we can take the test outside of the classroom. Some pros of that. I really like that one because although it's giving her outside of the classroom and I'm all about inclusion and stuff, it still is allowing her to be in that classroom except like during test time when no one's collaborating or doing any of that, and she can just independently work on it with her calculator.
Okay. With that one, I really like the idea of her trying to do it herself first. And so maybe we can do that where she takes a test and then, as I said, like she can come down to your room when we're taking the test and use the calculator.
Yeah.
So that would be like
You like this one? Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. So the homework and taking them home, I like the idea, but also something about that is then she wouldn't be at school and she might be missing out if she's only taking it home and working on it and not doing it in class, if that makes sense. I just don't want her to lose any time that she can work.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, so that's just kind of and how do you feel about the talking to your class?
I could do that, but I don't want Sydney to I don't want kids to know that Sydney has this disability and this learning issue. So I would just feel bad for putting her problem out there.
I totally understand that and agree with that as well. So I think our best option may be to try out having her take her we can try having her take the test without the
without the calculator first.
So we could try that, and then second time she gets to go over it with the calculator where she got wrong.
Yep. And then she gets to leave and use the calculator.
Okay. So she stays in the class, takes the test first time without the calculator, turns it into you. You go over it. The one she got wrong, she can go outside and use the calculator with that.
Yeah, or she can just leave right away. I don't have to check it, and she can check it herself.
Okay. So it's not awesome.
Yeah, it's basically just her checking her own.
Awesome.
Work, I guess.
I like that because again, a lot of the times for the calculator, she just needs it for sometimes simple things just to help her. That's just her accommodation. So I think this is an awesome one to do. So I say that we should implement this for about a week. You do say that you have some tests coming up, so we can use that for that, and then other assignments if she needs to use that. Could she go outside with the calculator?
Yeah, I'd be willing to let her do that.
Okay. So we'll mostly work on it with the test, and we'll do that for about a week, and then we can check back in on Friday.
Okay.
And see how that works. Does that sound good?
Yep, works for me.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Maxie, for meeting with me, and I hope this works out.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Good luck with the rest of your busy week.
Oh, you too.